Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening. I'm Doug Proffitt. The emotional remarks from the sister of a UPS plane crash victim. They are suing the shipping giant, one of the first two wrongful death lawsuits filed just this morning. The families of Grade A Auto Parts employee Trina Chavez and Grade A Auto Parts customer Angela Anderson want to hold several major companies, including UPS, responsible for their deaths. WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg is here right now with new details of this lawsuit. Alexandra?
Right, Doug, the lawsuits go after 5 big-name companies, including UPS, and the attorneys on the case say that there are several objectives here. 1, to get answers as to what happened to the plane on November 4th. 2, they're looking for reform so another incident like this doesn't happen again. And 3, they hope the legal system can bring justice to the victims' families.
Trina was a sister, mother, and friend to everyone. But she was also much more than that. Nana really was the heartbeat of this family.
Gabby Hermosillo Nunez speaking about her older sister and Grade A Auto Parts employee Trina Chavez, one of 14 people killed when a UPS MD-11 cargo jet crashed near Muhammad Ali International Airport on November 4th.
Now I want you to know why it's so important for me to be here, standing up for Nana and what happened to her. You see, that's what she always did. She stood up for us, protected us, looked out for us.
Gabby is named as the plaintiff in a suit alleging wrongful death. Named as the defendants, UPS, UPS Air, General Electric, which is the maker of the jet's engines, Boeing, and VT San Antonio, which performed maintenance on the jet just 3 weeks before the crash.
We believe that the failures that led to this crash were failures that could have been prevented, that should have been prevented, and this plane should never have been airworthy to be in the air that day.
Brad Cosgrove with Clifford Law Offices out of Chicago and Sam Aguiar from Louisville are representing Gabby. And Lexi Faith and Angelica Anderson in another suit. Lexi and Angelica are the daughters of Angela Anderson, who was a customer at Grade A when the plane crashed. Attorney John Holland reading words Lexi wrote about her mother.
I just wish I could see her, hug her, and tell her I was proud of everything she was working to accomplish.
Photos of the takeoff show the engine flying off the jet first, then the ensuing fire. The NTSB preliminary report shows that there were fatigue cracks on the left engine pylon and in the lug, but all records show this plane has been through all of its required maintenance.
So while we're focused on these children and helping them through these challenges, we're trusting our lawyers to do what it takes to get answers and secure the future of Nana's babies. And we intend to stand up for Nana and fight for her however long it takes, just like Nana always did for us.
Now, the lawsuits were assigned to Judge Patricia Morris in Jefferson County Circuit Court. Now, of course, a lawsuit does not represent all perspectives. In a statement, a UPS spokesperson said, quote, "We remain deeply saddened for those affected by Flight 2976. UPS is fully supporting the National Transportation Safety Board's investigation into the accident and working tirelessly with federal, state, and local authorities on response efforts. We do not comment on pending litigation." Doug.
Alexandra, thank you. And to stay up to date on our latest coverage of the UPS plane crash, download our mobile app or visit our website, WHAS11.com. We will also give you updates on the free WHAS 11 Plus app that's available on your smart TV. If you were outside today, you were probably saying what I heard a lot of people saying today. It just stayed cold today. Mallory, I mean, it was really bone-chilling cold around Kentuckiana today. Didn't warm up much.
Did not warm up much. Temperatures overnight dipped down into the teens and lower 20s, and we really were hoping to see at least some peaks of sunshine this afternoon. But it's taking a long time for those clouds to even begin to erode. And what can happen a lot of times this time of year, our sun angle is so low. So it's much more difficult to really break apart these low-hanging clouds or any kind of fog that we had around this morning. Temperatures have been hanging out around or below that freezing mark. We have lower 30s primarily along and south of the parkways. And of course, those feel like temperatures, even though we don't have much in terms of wind. Doesn't take much when your temperatures are already cold to drop those wind chills even further. Now, our Max HD satellite and radar, you can tell south of the parkways, you all are the lucky ones. There's some clearing of the clouds. You're enjoying a bit of sunshine south there, but the rest of us, west, still dealing with the cloud cover. And yes, you're seeing a little bit of rain and snow on the radar off to our northwest, trying to really encounter that drier air. But what this will bring is some flurries to the area tonight and into tomorrow morning, and at the very most, likely a dusting in our northernmost counties. Bedford, Seymour, Madison, down to maybe Salem, Paoli, over to Jasper. You could have a fresh dusting of snow on the ground by tomorrow morning. The farther south that you do go, just looking at flurries. Temperatures will bobble a bit overnight and actually not move all too much. It looks like we'll have overnight lows maybe in the mid-20s. So obviously staying very cold. Mostly cloudy skies are on tap. And once again, a few flurries are possible with those lows in the 20s. Now, as we head throughout the rest of the week, we're going to be staying chilly, and we do have more chances for wintry mixes throughout that 7-day forecast. I'll let you know when and where coming up in just a bit. Doug.
Mallory, thank you very much. Now we want to take you live at the moment at the second public forum being held this evening by JCPS over their pending decision to close and sell off some schools to help fix their huge budget deficit. This meeting right here, as we're showing you live from our night team photojournalist Aspen Hester there, is being held at the Academy at Shawnee. Parents and former students of King Elementary School did gather today at Shawnee High School, where tonight's public forum is being held, and they rallied in response to the $188 million budget deficit. JCPS is proposing to close King Elementary. Now that meeting is happening beginning at 6 o'clock tonight. There's going to be another forum tomorrow before the possible final vote from JCPS comes up next week on this. This meeting tomorrow will run from 5 to 6 p.m. and that'll be held at Stewart Auditorium. By the way, if King closes, those students would be consolidated over to Moffett Elementary School. This would also leave many of these students without a school close to their homes. Another top story for you right here at 5 o'clock. The Town Council of Clarksville, Indiana, approving a new contract for its police department last night. It ends a contract negotiation that has gone on now for 2 years and left officers working without a raise for most of 2025. WHAS11's Ian Hardwitt is talking to negotiators on both sides and details how state tax law in Indiana stalled the progress.
Hang in there, hold the line.
That's what Tyler Jackson repeated over the last 2 years, asking for patience from the 54 Clarksville police officers he negotiated new salaries for.
And we were at a $25,000 deficit to like the Sellersburg, the Jeffersonville, the New Albany, the Floyd County, several agencies.
The contract agreement brings base pay up to $69,000 a year for 2026. It's a 24% raise compared to the $55,800 base pay from 2024, when the last contract expired.
It's definitely gonna lift morale.
Much needed, Jackson says, since the 2-year negotiation hit a speed bump.
Senate Bill 1 has been a big concern, not knowing how much it was going to affect the town budget.
District 1 Councilman Tony Munich has a better idea now. In 2026, the town stands to lose $2.5 million in local income tax revenue.
That makes up about 12% of Clarksville's budget, and as property taxes also start being limited by Senate Bill 1, the number's only expected to grow through 2028.
Loss of tax revenue is something that is going to be hard to overcome without changes.
Munich remains optimistic Indiana lawmakers will make changes to Senate Bill 1, the sweeping state tax bill limiting local government budgets.
And it's unfortunate that the states put them in that position. Maybe they didn't see the ripple effect that it could have on public safety.
The town budget is projected to shrink by $6.5 million annually by 2028 with no changes to SB 1. And officers will be looking for another competitive contract then. Jackson said one officer left during this most recent negotiation.
And several others discussing it. It's harder when you've been in it for 10 years or more to step away from where you're at, and nobody wants to do that. But in terms of being able to provide for your family and such, and with the way the economy is, you just, sometimes you have to take that step.
A step he considered taking until the police union and council all voted unanimously for the raise. In Clarksville, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11, on your side.
Well, the town of Clarksville manager Kevin Beatty said people in Clarksville save about $300 a year in taxes with Senate Bill 1's changes, but he also said the town would need to make cuts somewhere if the bill isn't amended in the upcoming legislative session. Now to more of the top stories. Sentencing today in Los Angeles for one of the two doctors who admitted to giving a drug to the Friends star Matthew Perry weeks before his death. A doctor is also the first of 5 people convicted in the actor's 2023 overdose death. ABC's Alex Stone reports from the courthouse in downtown Los Angeles.
Dr. Salvador Plasencia, one of 2 primary targets who investigators honed in on 2 years ago after Matthew Perry's death, today in court for his sentencing. This summer, Plasencia pleaded guilty just before he was set to go on trial. In his guilty plea, admitting he knowingly supplied ketamine, a drug typically used in anesthesia, to Perry, who was struggling with addiction. Prosecutors said Perry was willing to pay almost anything to get the drug. Plasencia and another doctor charged him $2,000 a vial that cost them only $12, using Perry's addiction to make large amounts of money.
He wrote in a text message in September 2023, quote, "I wonder how much this moron will pay."
Under terms of his plea deal, Plasencia gave up his license to practice medicine. His attorneys say he did not provide the ketamine dose that killed Perry. Just weeks ago, the other primary target of investigators, Jasveen Songha, the woman known as a ketamine queen, who investigators said provided the fatal dose of ketamine to Perry through intermediaries, also pleaded guilty. 3 other defendants pleaded guilty last year and agreed to cooperate with investigators. They have yet to be sentenced. Matthew Perry's mother and stepfather telling the court in victim impact statements, "I believe the man you are going to sentence today is among the most culpable of all. His crime I find truly hard to understand." His father telling Plasencia, "You don't deserve to hear our feelings." Perry was found dead in his hot tub in October of 2023. Alex Stone, ABC News, outside federal court in downtown Los Angeles.
Following Plasencia's sentencing today, the so-called ketamine queen will be next. The sentencing there, her sentencing is set for a week from today, and then 1 week later, the other doctor who also supplied ketamine. Still to come here tonight, more local news. A new marker for the ACE project, the West Louisville home founded by Louisville's Rose Smith, helping children and families impacted by gun violence, where you can find the new honorary sign honoring the ACE project next.
And here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $50 million. Powerball, $775 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.